Hi. So, welcome to Four Letter Words podcast. Today's episode is Love and Music, and we have the lovely Shad and Joey. So, if you guys want to introduce yourselves and plug anything you guys are doing, go off. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't mind if I do. I'm Joey. I'm an artist. I go into many creative fields, but I mainly do music. That's me. I'm from Reading as well. And if you're trying to search me up on anything, on any streaming websites, I'm Joey Magic on every single streaming website.
I'm Sade Elmer. I study nutrition. I have a food page, Elmer Eats. It's a passion of mine. Love music, which is, I guess, why I'm here. And yeah, that's it really.
Oh, perfect. So I got both of you because you're both different spectrums of music loving. So Joey, you actively make music, and then Shad's, you're a music connoisseur. That's what I wanted. The listener, and then someone who wants to produce and make. So welcome. So the first question I want to say is, if you could define your love life with 3 songs, what would they be?
Ooh, I'm gonna let Shad go first on this one.
Okay. I've got a lot. I have a lot.
That's okay.
So it's gonna be more than 3, but I can group them as well. So when I think about like love and music, the first thing that comes to mind is a wedding song. So like when you're walking down the aisle, and like when you think about this topic, I was thinking like, what can I say about this? And obviously I've felt love before, I've been in love before, and music has always been like a big part of that. But the first thing that comes to mind is a wedding day. So like you choose a song that I guess resonates with you and your partner, obviously related to love or maybe not, and that's like the song that you walk down the aisle to in this like of love and union, and I think that's like really special. So the first thing that comes to mind is Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge.
Ooh. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like people forget. No, I feel like people forget that music is such a prominent thing when it comes to love. Like we always kind of skip it. We always talk about feelings and actual events within love, but then there's a soundtrack to everything. And from like what you said, in a wedding itself, you have your own little soundtrack to your whole love life. Continue, go ahead.
And then I've got Molasses by H's Coyote.
Ooh.
Sometimes I listen to the song, I listen to the track by track of the album, and I still couldn't make sense of the song. I feel like it can mean different things to everyone. But a lot of the album, Napalm, she's the lead singer, she's written about like her experiences about love or heartbreak or life after heartbreak. So like different takes on love. And I just feel like Molasses is just like a really emotionally charged song. So every time I hear it, it makes me feel something different every time. And so that song. And then anything D'Angelo, Brown Sugar, Voodoo, basically anything neo soul, I feel like it's just love written all over it. But Nothing Even Matters, Lauryn Hill, D'Angelo, that one gets me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then gospel, anything that is like a proclamation, is that word? Proclamation. Proclaiming love in gospel, I think comes to mind as well. And I think that's how I see love.
Big question. Do you think that like all love songs need to be romantic, as in it has to be one partner, someone with a partner, or like you said, because you said use gospel, could it be with just anything? Because I feel like everyone, you automatically like naturally link it into someone that you're romantically involved with, whilst some love songs could be a love letter to your mother, your father, or even just a higher power, be it God or whoever you are spiritually connected. Do you feel like you tend to go more for the romantic partners, or you go more for external relationships, whether it be family or spirituality?
I feel like that depends a lot on like the mood. So like when I'm feeling like super emotional, which is a lot of the time, but when I'm feeling, if sometimes you know you need a cry,
Mm-hmm.
and in those situations, I might not choose to listen to gospel just because I know that that will get me, because it's just like an overwhelming sort of thing. Whereas like a love song, I think is easier to listen to, because if you think about chart songs, they're all about love, and it's easy to kind of distract yourself with a melody or with a beat. So I think, yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is probably like romantic love. Yeah, is that the question?
Go on, Jerry. What are your...
Alright, so from like a making music perspective, I feel like the easiest go-to topic to kind of rap about is love, or like your love interest or your love pursuits, because generally people find it hard to rap about themselves or other topics for some reason. So that being said, I'd say the first song for me, which is I'd link up and put together adjacent to love, is Chance the Rapper's Everybody Something, from Acid Rap, because it just, in a nutshell, pretty much explains that even though you may have gone through some emotional turmoil, or you've been rejected by this person, or you weren't so successful in this relationship, there's going to be a time when you're going to be everything to someone. Like perhaps you're not now, but there will be a time, like in the future, when you're going to mean the world to someone. And it's kind of like a don't give up hope on that kind of thing. So that was my first one. My second was A2, Don't Run, because I don't like typical love songs. I kind of like narratives, like when people talk about maybe like fictional things, or like when people rap about love in kind of like a cinematic type of way. And the whole cadence and aesthetic of Don't Run by A2, kind of like, it makes me like sit back and picture what it would be like to be in his shoes as he's talking about this woman and like their issues and all of that. So yeah, I'd say that. And my last one is James Blake, Can't Believe the Way We Flow. Both the video and the song are just like incredible, because as complex as the video seems itself and the song seems, it's just simply saying that you and your partner mesh so well together. The love is easy, it's not complex. It's not hard to love your partner, it's just easy. We match so well that, it's just calm.
My first song is Giver, The Suffers, because it's focused on the surface aspect of love in a relationship, and it's also very self-reflective. So it's knowing in yourself the lengths that you could go in a relationship and how much you want to give to somebody. The second one is How Deep Is Your Love by PJ Morton and Yeba, featuring Yeba, that version of the song. I like it because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you listen to it, I feel like everyone has their own personal take to that song. So when you listen to it, like your own personal views on love can interlink with that song. So I could go so deep into it, but then it's like exposing myself. And then my third song would have to be Somos Novios, and it's a mariachi like instrumental. It means we're together, like we're a partnership. And sometimes I feel like lyrics are beautiful, but when you can just picture love and like picture a relationship or a situation with just the instrumental of music, the same way when movies and trailers and music videos or whatever, you don't need the lyrics to understand, like I can link this into this situation and just feel beautiful. Like for me, that song is like the essence of like pure love, like just pure happiness, and just, I don't know, you just feel very complete with your partner. It's like, yeah, I got you, you got me. And it's very much, it's gonna be my wedding song. So second question is, how has music shaped the way you view love? Whether it be romantic, spirituality, or even with family or friends, etc., etc.
Wait, how has music shaped the way I view love?
Mm-hmm.
I think Okay, that's a good question. I think it depends. It's very much mood dependent, because I feel like as I've gotten older, I've kind of delved into more genres of music, and like a hip hop interpretation of love is different to like a house interpretation of love, or like an electronic interpretation of love. So I feel like my concept of love now isn't so one-dimensional. I don't think of it as just you see your one partner and you're with them and that's it for good. You'll never love someone again like you love them. I feel like music kind of opens doors to my mind that lets me think, you know what, like there's so many varying types of love and you can experience them with so many different type of people. And it just always keeps me open-minded. I'm more open-minded about love. That's the answer to the question. Without being long about it.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Because I guess like even if you haven't like been in love, I'm talking romantic love, you've not been in love before, and you hear a love song, it's like somebody's outpour of like an emotion, which love is like such a huge emotion. Is it an emotion? I don't really know. Is what it is, but that can make you feel something even if you've not experienced it firsthand. So I think, yeah, kind of what you're saying, Joey, like it opens your mind to like what love is or what love could be, like good things and bad things. Like love is not always like perfect either. So yeah, I think definitely like different types of love and how they relate to life in general. Like a breakup can like ruin your life. And I think people underestimate the effect of a breakup. Like, you know, fish in the sea. Like, I'm not looking for a fish. Like, you know what I mean? I fish. I'm a Pisces. I don't need any more fish in my life. It's not. Yeah, I think people kind of look past that sort of that aspect of love as well. I know that's another question.
But I think the best music is made after breakups.
Her whole career is literally like, I'm sad, like someone broke my heart. Amy Winehouse, Donny Hathaway, like everyone who's any sort of relevant in music.
Happy love songs just don't slap as much as sad love songs.
I feel like happy love songs, when it comes in like romantic, I feel like not everyone has experienced pure joy in a relationship, if that makes sense. Like you're either too young to have experienced a relationship to be able to be like, yes, I'm so happy, or it's just like or when it is written, it's very cliche and it's like over how would I say, like overused sometimes. It's just like, I'm so happy with this person, they make me feel magical, yada yada yada. Whereas heartbreak, it's more in depth and like and it's more specific as well, whether it be you're in an abusive relationship, whether you got cheated on, or whether, you know, right person, wrong time. Like that kind of heartbreak too, like, because there's so many different variations of heartbreak. While pure joy in the relationship and pure joy in music, it's like, it's not one dimensional, but it's very like, I'm just happy to be with this person, I love this person. But heartbreak is like, if it is the right person, wrong time, and it's such a specific thing, and I feel like a lot of people can relate. There's more people that can relate to that than just pure joy all the time. And there's the ups and downs too in the song, when it's like, I can love this person, but this person doesn't do me right, and it's like the relationship isn't healthy, or I'm not given the amount of time and emotion that I need. And when you hear a song and you hear someone has written your thoughts down, and you're like, finally someone that gets me. Because like, I feel you guys know like Tell Him by Lauryn Hill. That song is so pretty, and I listen to it, and when I hear it, I'm thinking like, sometimes music can encourage you to be emotional and be expressive with how you want to tell your partner or tell someone that you love them. That song for me was like, really like, of course, it makes sense. Why am I not being expressive about love. I think music makes you unashamed to delve into that emotion and that experience, whether it be positive or negative. Is there any songs that have made you feel that way as well, like looking at love completely differently, where you're like, oh, this makes sense? Like a specific moment in time where you hear something and you're like, this makes sense to my romantic life or my love life right now.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I prefer everyone's love lives apart from my own. So like, I don't like being so introspective. Like, oh yeah, Joey, this is about you and your love life. I kind of like fitting songs to like either my friends' love lives or like maybe fictional love lives, because it's so draining focusing on myself all the time that I feel like, for example, the other day I was listening to Janet Jackson, Got Till It's Gone, and I was like, yo, this is a banger. And like, I don't listen to music absent-mindedly, so I listened to what she was saying and I was like, wow, this applies to this person and this applies to that person. Like, it just makes you like, I don't know, the visions you see when you listen to such songs, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Sorry. So great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's very good.
Yeah, I'm more like I'm like an agony aunt. Like, I like listening and giving advice, but I don't take my own advice and like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me.
You can't always be there for everyone else. Because like, I feel like you would carry it. Like you feel other people's pain and literally carry it for yourself. Like whereas you know.
But that's where music comes in. That's my release. Like the only thing that got me through my breakup was music. Like it's all well and good, like the man them saying, "Nah, you'll be good, man." But when the man them are there and you're in your bed by yourself,
you're on your own.
Your thoughts.
You know, in the shower, water can't disguise the tears. Yeah. Only the sad boy playlist can help me.
Sad boys.
Only the sad boy playlist can help me right now. Honestly. But even like, for me, Beyonce's Lemonade, that whole album was like, it brought me this whole emotional roller coaster on my like previous relationship. I was like, I'm a bad bee, like like, I think that as well is sometimes underrated or underestimated, like anthems for people that are trying to get out of heartbreak and get out of that funk. It's like, oh, you know, you guys are being dramatic, it's not that revolutionary. It's like, yeah, sometimes you need to musically listen to someone telling you like, you have more worth than XYZ. I feel your pain, but we can't sit around and be depressed and not shower for 4 days because of this one person. Like, we need to uplift ourselves again. Like, you were able to love one point in your life, you'll be able to love again. Like, it's okay to go through the emotions, and I think the best way to go through these emotions is through music. Because if you're hearing opinions from Sarah, Brenda, and Alice, like, you get bored of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll be fine, don't worry, it's okay. Like, sometimes you need someone, I feel like you need something to connect with you emotionally and spiritually and be like, okay, like, you're right, I'm going to be okay. Because it's so specific. But when Alice is telling you you'll find someone else, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, talking about going into emotions with music, do you consciously make the effort to allow yourself to indulge in it? Or do you feel like it has to be more of a natural process? Like with me, if I'll go for a heartbreak, I need to listen to a playlist and just wallow and just be upset. Or do you do it naturally and just see what happens?
It's a hard one. It's really hard one, I think. It depends on your life in that moment. Like, okay, imagine going through a breakup just before quarantine. Like, imagine you break up with your partner during or just before lockdown, and like you have all the time in the world to wallow and be in your own thoughts, and it's just, that's actually deep. But if you have time to like distract yourself, like life's just as normal, you can go to work, you can see your friends, you can see your family, go out and do stuff, I think it's easier to just like not wallow.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance. Like, you have to be able to deep it and digest it and mourn, because it's like a type of mourning, I guess. It's loss, and not just like put it to the back of your mind and just remind you, like, yeah, I'm a bad bee, like I don't need a man. Like, it's hurtful. Like, obviously it's gonna hurt. So embracing that, but also having a good balance of like, okay, well, it didn't work out for a reason. I deserve more. This person, maybe I loved them at a time and they weren't for me. So it's like, yeah, I think finding the balance. But personally, I find it hard to listen to a song. Like, you relate songs to people and relationships and times and like places. And I think this, after like my last breakup, I couldn't listen to Gypsy Woman. You know, the song was like da da dee da da da. So I remember it was a specific memory. That's a tune. One specific memory with that song reminded me of the person. And I started to think, like, I loved the song before you, I can love it after you, right? So it's like creating new memories with the song and not always having to like deep it when you hear the song. So like, so I think, yeah, getting the balance. But personally, I choose to just avoid at all costs, distract myself, go to work, get paid, and go from there. Yeah.
For me, it's like, Don't Play That Song by Aretha Franklin. That song, yeah, I didn't make the conscious effort to allow myself to go through the emotions of a breakup or like and heartbreak. I was like, no, you're a bad bee. Like, it is what it is. All of this.
Wait, this bad bee thing is crazy, man.
Yeah, like you try to convince yourself, like, nah, like you're stronger than this. Like, you've been through X.
It's like, that's what girls do after a breakup.
Like, who are you?
I'm like,
And I was at work. This is when I was working at the hotel. I was at work and I was clean, like my shift ended and I had to clean the whole spa and the gym and everything. And I had my headphones in and cleaning. And that song is on shuffle and it just plays. And I'm listening to it and I just like, I had to sit down and force myself not to cry because the CCTV. So I'm like, no, man, don't let these people see you. That song hit me because it's just like, you lied to me, you did this, I'm hurt, yada yada yada, and it's like, you're right, I am hurt. Like, I am hurt, I'm heartbroken, I'm gonna admit it. And then now, if I hear that song now, I remember that lowest point, and I'm thinking, wow, sis, like, you're good now. Like, see, it's not all bad. It was bad at that time, but like, you can overcome these situations. Not every day, like, it's gonna be hard forever. What about you, Joey?
I feel like, you see, I'm different here because obviously I like listening to music, and you know, when you're going through a breakup, you know, you listen to, depending on who you are, you listen to more uplifting music or more depressing music. But if I'm going through a breakup or through like rejection or whatever, I want to go to the deep, dark realms of feeling peak, listening to all the sad music, and then that's when I'm in my bag. Like, that's when I know, okay, cool. The only way is up from here. So that's when I start writing, I start having concepts for projects, EPs, songs, stuff like that. And literally I started listening to beats, and I feel like I was saying before, that's where my best music is made. Like, I remember listening to X, the question mark album, like after my recent breakup. And before I was like, oh, you know, it's decent. But sometimes you listen to a song and it's good, you appreciate it for being good, but you're not in the mind space to properly appreciate the meaning of the song. So then when you start feeling the same emotion as the person who made the song, you're like, okay, this hits a bit different than when I previously heard it. And from that inspires me, because that's my whole MO with music, to make a song where somebody can listen to it and be like, okay, he's captured my mood and emotion. Like, I feel like how this guy is portraying his music, kind of thing. So that's my kind of like take on it, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting from like an artist perspective as well, because, and I guess that's why so many songs are about love, because it's such a like overwhelming and like powerful emotion. And if you are like inclined that way, like musically, then surely like that's the most relevant release of the emotion. You know, like the most logical way to deal with it. So yeah.
On like a lighter note, when it comes to love songs and stuff, do you relate any songs to other relationships? So not romantic, other relationships. Is there like a song, like a standout song that you're like, I appreciate this song for this relationship and this moment in life, not being romantic?
Ooh.
Because some songs don't have to be specific love songs for that, you know, it could just be any song.
That's a very good one. I'm gonna go Chance the Rapper again and go with is it All We Got off the coloring book?
Oh yes.
That just makes you think of the homies, man. Like that. If there's one love I appreciate, it's like the love for my friends and family, obviously, but the love for my friends is like real. And there's so many, you know, you just have them songs there. You like you and Shaz probably have a song where like, you know, you see each other like, okay, yeah, like it's your guys' song, innit? Like no one else understands apart from you and your friends. And yeah, I'd say, yeah, that song just reminds me of so many memories of that.
That's really nice.
That's good for you. I like that. I feel for I think there's so many, like for me, I have an appreciation for genres as well, like that can relate to specific people, not just the genre because it's the genre, but like if I think of this genre, I think of this person. So like for me, salsa music, salsa has always been like me and my dad. So growing up, it's always been like my pops showing me every artist under the sun, from the beginning of salsa to the present day, and how it's developed and why this artist is so great and who is this and what they did for the scene and blah 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 blah. And it's like our moment of connection in the car. Like he'll play it and he'll be like, you don't know about this song, and it's like it's our moment to be like, this is like our thing. And it's also like culturally relevant to him and to me, and it makes me feel more connected to him and to my culture. So there's like both sides of loving that genre in general. And then Juan Gabriel, he's this Mexican singer. Him, my grandma loves him. She'll see him, like she used to go to all his concerts, and like when he sings mariachi and stuff like that, like my family do the karaoke and they're like, oh my gosh, let's all sing together. And it's like a very like at home feeling. So I always interlink those kind of genres for these people. And then the last would be Mark Anthony, because like my mom loves Mark Anthony, and like my whole like the whole continent of South America loves Mark Anthony. And for me, he's just like the epitome of Latin music for now, for like from my mom's generation to me and to any future generation. He's just that essence of like Latin music, and I love it. And he just gives me those moments of like specific songs, whether it be from even like romantic relationships, but mainly like my family. He gives me moments where it's like, it's okay, like I got you, like don't forget where you're from, like I got you, and this is my soundtrack for you. And it's just nice. And you relate it to like the birthday parties and weddings, and even those random nights where like your whole family is at one house. Like those are nice memories. And I think those genres need to be appreciated. What about you, Shad?
That's awesome. I think it escaped me. I think I've got two. You might laugh at this, but there was a Tweenies album, right?
Oh, that's so awesome.
There's some nice like soulful tunes on there. Remind you of a time, and they remind me of my siblings. But then there's one called Sisters Are Sweeter Than Candy. And every time I think of my sister, I think of that song, and every time I think of that song, I think of my sister. Like that's just a random one.
That's so wholesome.
Please, like it's a tune. Listen to it after. That's a tune. But and then there's "Never Would Have Made It" by Marvin Sapp, gospel song.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think of that song, I think of love. Like if I'm sad, I can listen to it. If I'm happy, I can listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm excited, I can listen to it, and it just makes you feel like that's quite a special song. I mean, like a lot of gospel songs, but that one came to mind first.
Was there any like new songs that have just recently like come into your life where you're like, like I needed this?
Distance by Yeba.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this Yeba? You might keep talking about he or she? Is he or she?
Vocals. She has vocals.
Her name's Abby, which I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
That's so
yeah.
What about you, Jay?
A new song.
Yeah, something like new music that makes you feel like complete. I don't know, something. It could be whether it be a heartbreak song right now in your situation, or a happy song, or whatever, or just a deep one. Just something that you're like, yeah, I needed this.
I think I'm gonna get cancelled after this podcast, but I've been listening to a lot of Future, so yeah, I'm probably finished. But to be fair, like, you know how everyone says, "Oh yeah, Future's trash," which he is, or this or that. I feel like he's covering something up, like he's making up for a loss in something with all his outrageousness. So I've been listening to him, not in a sense of to intake what he's saying on a base level. I'm listening to him trying to think like, what does he think deeper down about all these relationships he's talking about? And then I'm comparing it to my own music and thinking, how can I better portray my own love, be it romantic or non-romantic? Because to be honest, a lot of my music is actually, when you think about it, about love. Because it's my go-to. So yeah, I listen to a lot of Future too, and a lot of Afro beats as well. Because Afro beats have like cool love stories as well.
I like that. Mine is "Remember Me" in the original soundtrack of Coco. That song, gorgeous. Like when I hear it and I'm thinking, wow, this song is so like, I know it just hit the nail on the head when it comes to just family and just that whole essence of like, I love you and I will always love you regardless, and that kind of unconditional form of love. Like, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I need to hear that. Thank you. Is there any advice you would give to your younger self regarding music and love and that whole world? For example, like, to make it kind of clearer, for myself, I would say to my younger self, it's okay to delve into that emotion. It's not every day listen to "I'm a Bad Bee," you know? Like, sometimes just not enjoy, but just allow yourself to go through the emotions, and you don't have to find the distractions, and just sit down and just listen to hard, sad songs. It doesn't make you weaker, it doesn't make you more emotional or make you, I don't know, don't disregard the power in heartbreak songs.
If anything, I think it makes you stronger, like it shows you're a stronger person, because going through something, any sort of trauma, and then unpacking it is strength. It takes strength to do that. And it's like listening to music and crying for 4 days and having a shower. I mean,
Like, it's okay.
you need to do that, and then have that, because, you know, I was trying to smell. But yeah, I think I don't really know how I'd answer that. Maybe like, don't have songs with people because it's hurtful. No, I mean, you know, like when you have songs with people, like, it's like, why do we do this? Like, we do this to our own selves. Like, yeah. Why do, like, oh, I love this song, you love this song, like, now it's our song, like, our song.
Okay, before we jumping back into that question, why do you think we do that? Like, why do you feel like we have to connect something in a relationship with someone else? Like for me, I just did that with someone. Like with my current relationship, I'm like, this is now our song, and then I'm thinking, wow, like why do you feel like you need to do that?
You know what it is, yeah? Because you appreciate music so much, yeah. Because you love someone, you must think, nah, we need to be on the same level. You need to appreciate the same level as me, or else we're really not at the same level. Because let's say you like a song, yeah, this is your favorite song of all time, whatever, Tweenie's album you've been rocking, Coco's soundtrack, whatever, you know, whatever you've been rocking, and imagine your boyfriend or your husband is like, yeah, that's dead still.
That'll be heartbreaking.
Where do you go from there?
Block. There's no way. Like, how can you love someone who doesn't love the music you love? Like, I mean, I think it's possible to coexist with like different music styles or preferences. But like, if something touches you, if you resonate with a song resonates with you, and this person just can't see it, like they can't even try to see it, they're like, yeah, nah, it's dead. I feel like there's no way. Then I don't know, I guess maybe because we like music and we love music. But then some people don't actually really care for music that much. They prefer film or they prefer reading, which I mean, I don't really understand it, but it's what it is.
Because personally, I feel like, I don't know how you cannot love music. Because this is everything, whether it's a film as well, like a scene is more emotional with that soundtrack as well. Like a perfect soundtrack can make a movie from a 8 to a 10 because it captures your emotion. Like nothing captures your emotion and your thoughts and that precise moment more than music. Like I feel like for me, there's a Chilean artist. Her name is Mon Laferte. She has a beautiful vocals and she writes all her own things. And like she wrote a beautiful song like about her daddy issues, like being abandoned by her father, and it's just so beautiful. And I feel like it's so specific, and I feel like music like that, it's so not rare because I feel like so many great artists do it. But I feel like there's so much. We're so quick to jump into what will make us happy and not deep our situations. That's like when you do listen to something that you're like, yo, I really need to fix my mental. Like I need to sit here and deep what I'm going through. And she made like a song for her grandma too, who passed away. And then when I heard that and I saw it live as well, my great grandma passed, I started crying. I was like, oh my God, you're so right. And I'm like, I appreciate those things with music when it comes to your relationships and it comes with these moments in life with other individuals. But at the same time, I'm like, why do I connect these songs with individuals? Like for me, I hate Best I Ever Had by Drake. I hate it, like with a passion.
That's like,
that's my dad.
Oh, I hate it with a passion, Joey. Like I hate it. Like my past relationship, he like linked that song with our relationship, and I was like, this is false news. Like what?
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, but whenever I hear it, I get so mad. I'm like, this is all lies. So it's like, you ruined it.
Ruined that song.
Do you feel like you need to be with someone that likes the same music as you? Or do you feel like you need to be with someone that's open-minded about music, being lovers of music?
I think it's easier if you have a passion for music and you're in a relationship with someone who has that same passion for that same genre. That's just perfect. Like, but I think as long as someone's open-minded, I think that's cool too. Because you can definitely coexist, like, and have, and I think there's so many similarities as well of different genres that you could find some sort of common. It might be if someone likes rock and I like neo soul, you could look for like a bass line. Like, Killing in the Name of Rage Against the Machine. The bass line is so hard, like it's so hard. But and it kind of touches me in the same way that like a neo soul, like nice, like bass could. So, I think it's definitely possible.
Looking into the details.
This one hates music, then like you're out.
Nah.
Who are you?
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah,
Jim?
but then at the same time, like for you guys who listen to a lot of different genres and stuff and have a deep appreciation for music, what if you just have a guy that just specifically likes one genre, like maybe drill? Why if you just have a guy that just likes drill music?
I had someone that liked drill music. It was dead. Like drill genre isn't dead. Like the genre isn't dead. It's just, I hate the genre. It's just like, can we not appreciate a lot of other things? I feel like you can like your one genre and rap it. You know, like for me, I love salsa and I can rap it. But that doesn't mean I'm closed-minded and I won't listen to every other genre and not appreciate the artistry that goes behind it. But with something that's like, I'm just about drill, and that's it. And I'm like, come on. Like, your favorite rappers are sampling all these other songs too. Like, come on.
It could say a lot about them as a person as well. Maybe them in the relationship. Like, this sounds like a really like small thing. Like, oh, you only like drill. But maybe because that closed-mindedness could mean a lot of things about them as a person. I don't know. I personally find that quite unattractive. If it was like just solely one genre and there was no sort of desire to know anything different or anything more.
Like, I find it really unattractive when someone can't appreciate music in other languages. Like, yeah, this song's Korean, I don't understand it at all, but like, it slaps. Like, it slaps. So when someone sends me like, I don't know, a French song, I can rock to it because it's like, I don't know, I think music pushes the boundaries of languages. There's no barriers in music. Like, you can be as creative as you want to be. Whether it resonates with you and whether you like it or not is a different story. But like, there's no barriers to it. There's no like structure. There's no format that this is how a song needs to be made and this is how music needs to be made. Because if that was the case, there would be one genre only. There wouldn't be an evolution of music. Like, even like Jerry, you being someone that's an aspiring artist and you make music and you make, you know, like you dedicate your time to making this, do you feel like you need to be with someone that can appreciate your music, or do you have to be with someone that can criticize it and can be honest with you? Or do you feel like you just don't want anyone, like you want someone that is not involved with like how you make your thing?
I feel like I want to be someone who's just gonna keep it 100 with me, and like she'd be like, you know, Joey, I've heard this draft. You can do this better, because you're just gonna help me as an artist. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be so actively involved. Like, maybe if you're doing something, I'm not gonna tell you, oh, stop what you're doing to come listen to my tunes. But if you have some free time to give me some constructive criticism or whatever, I greatly appreciate that. Like, I don't want, like, it's just the same for my friends. I don't want yes men to be like, oh, yo, this tune slaps, bro, but it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want, especially in a partner, if I want honesty, I want you to be honest with my craft, because this isn't a hobby for me to get it. Music is my life. So it's not, if you can keep it 100 with me, that's brownie points in my eyes. Like, that's very good.
What about if that be sorry, go on.
Sorry. No, would that be a deal breaker for you if they weren't, like, if they didn't
care? That's the same. Like, if they just want nothing to know about your music.
Fam, but then, yeah, okay, fair. You don't have to, like, acknowledge the music. Then what happens if I get famous off it now, yeah? Then you want to be part of it. What happens then? Because you weren't there before, but now that you see that the clout is there, now that you see that the money's coming in, they're like, okay, maybe, I believe in this now. Maybe I do want to be a part of it. But then it's just going to be a bit techie. It's going to be a bit tough. I don't know. It's a good question.
It's someone that genuinely loves you and genuinely like gives you their support, but they just don't care for your music. Not that they don't like, they dismiss it, but it's more like that's not a concern of theirs because that's your craft. It's just like, I just want to be with you and you only. Like, I don't care what you do with that. That's your thing. more in like a positive note rather than it being like, he's making music, you know?
Yeah, I guess like for you, Shad, you said you do nutrition and stuff and you have a food page. Imagine you're talking about your food page and midway through your man says, yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
So unsupportive partners.
Yeah, that's
Cam, the same thing for you. You talk about your podcast. Oh yeah, I'm starting a podcast. Yeah, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you don't want to be involved. I don't know. It's weird.
You want to eat though? Oh, you want to eat? Yeah, it's the same thing. I completely hear that, and I think if you love somebody, you. I guess it's subconscious. When you love and care about a person, you kind of accept everything that comes with it. So like if my husband loved cars, like I don't really care about cars, but if they're talking to me about cars and their passion for like, I don't know, engines, I could be like, oh, like that's real interesting, like that's cool. Like I don't really care, but like you want to care, because then, and if someone you're passionate about is passionate about something, surely that should become your passion too. Not like you have to start rapping or start, doing up cars, but like to show an interest.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is, for showing an interest, like not necessarily being invested or involved, but like supportive regardless.
What do you guys feel about someone sending you songs as a love language?
Yes.
Special, yeah.
Yes.
Being people that appreciate music, like how does that feel when someone sends you something and it slaps?
Yeah.
If somebody sends me something and it slaps and I didn't know it, then
someone knows
you just get on one knee, man. Because if you do that, yeah, that's impressive.
100. That for me, I think with my partner now, when I see him rocking to my salsa playlist on his own whim, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna marry you. You know what I mean? When they have that appreciation for something that you give so much thought and love into, like I feel like it's something like, it's just magical. Like, you know, when you send them, like when you actively send them something and they're like, hey, this is great, blah 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 blah, and then they go in this like sending back and forth spree of like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Have you heard this? Like, it's magical. I'm like, oh, stop flirting with me, man.
Stop teasing me.
Let's stop. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like for you, with music related, what would be like the epitome of like a romantic gesture regarding music?
I'd say if I was to come back home from somewhere and you got tickets to like my favorite niche artist, like a very intimate venue, yeah, like you know them 100 people venues, like there's not many people there, like you just got the tickets on a random. I didn't expect it, and I just come over, you have that, yeah, that's big. That's a big move right there.
Yeah, I think something where you can both like experience and feel the music, or even, this is a bit unrelated, but I remember one year I was under 10, maybe under 8, and I used to love Donald Jones. And my mum, it was my birthday morning, and I slept in my mum's bed the night before, and I woke up and she was playing Donald Jones on the morning of my birthday, and I just remember thinking, like, I actually cried, obviously. I was like, I just remember thinking, like, this is so special, because she knows how much I love Donald Jones. Like, it was morning of my birthday. I remember that so well, and I don't even think she remembers, but memories like that, a gesture like that, is so special. Even just someone, even if they don't like the song and they play it for you, even just that is special, I think.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Like I like knowing that my grandparents have their own little soundtrack for their own love life. Like their whole relationship has a soundtrack. And it's when they show that to me and they're like, Gami, this song is when I asked your grandma to dance, or this song is our wedding song, and this song is when I asked her for forgiveness, or I dedicated this when she was pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Like, they have a song for everything together. And I find that so romantic.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think about grand gestures, like you know, in the movies where they hold out the boombox for like a specific like a window, or flash mobs? What do you guys think about using music in those senses?
I think it's a bit cringy.
Do you think it's cringy?
I find it a bit. I mean, I don't think I'd like to do it for someone. I don't think I'd like it done.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's a sweet. I think it's a sweet thought. In practice, it's a bit. I don't want to say wet anyway, but it's a bit cringy.
Yeah, I feel like it's corny.
Does everyone have to?
That's a bit corny, man.
I think it's corny because I feel like music is so sacred that you know, when they do something specific, like play your music for your birthday, or look for that one artist that has that underground gig that you find, it's like it's more specific and it's more pinpointed and more genuine, you know, than when someone's like outside our window with a boombox. I'm thinking, go home, like you're embarrassing. Like my neighbors are here and you're not even playing a song that I would even like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're playing me I don't know, Adele, when really and truly D'Angelo would have caught me, like, you know? No. Okay, do you feel
I don't like grand gestures anyway, so it's just kind of like a
It's the little things that have a more effect.
Yeah. Straight.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, that's the end. Thank you so much. Before we go, is there one song, any song, doesn't have to be a love song, doesn't have to be linked to a romantic life, it doesn't have to do nothing, just one song that you're like, people need to check this out? Let's get our phones. Let me get my Spotify playlist.
I was gonna plug myself, yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna pick another artist.
Do it. Plug yourself.
Plug yourself. Shamelessly plug yourself. Like, why not? We gotta eat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it a little humble, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just kind of like a little science here and there.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, mine would be Run by, is it Jin Asi? What was the artist shared?
Yes.
The Korean. I don't even know what genre it is, but the song
It's just
slaps.
amazing. Yeah.
Slaps. It's Run by some Jin Asi, I think I want to say.
Somewhere recently played, like most played.
I want to plug these two London artists. This guy's a producer and a DJ, Parallel, spelled P-Rallel, and another rapper called Louis Culture. The song's called Pack Bags. Mm-hmm. That's the song I've been rinsing quite a lot, to be fair, recently. Just, you know, the song's just a vibe. Yeah. I've been rinsing that recently.
It's Lee, Jin-A-H.
Okay, this slap. Definitely, that song slaps differently.
I actually don't know what mine would be. There's too many. But I'll go with D'Angelo The Root. Mm-hmm. If you like Neo Soul, then that song is Neo Soul. Like, it's everything that Neo Soul is, I think.
Okay, and then my last question would be, how would you define love?
Emotional. Overwhelming. Mm-hmm. In whatever way that is, like a good, a bad, just overwhelming.
That's true. I'd say forever, like love is forever. Whether, you know, whether, this is moist, man.
No, it's not shame talking about love. That's the whole point of this podcast. I don't want the shaming about talking about love. It's okay to be in depth about it. Like, that's the whole
You're right. You're right. I say love is forever. Whether you don't have, your sweet one to love you, you're always gonna have your mom just love. You always have your pops as love. You always have your homies love. There's always gonna be some element of love in your life. It will never just go completely, kind of thing.
I like that. They're like, mine is an experience that should be appreciated, whether it be negative or positive. So whether it's heartbreak, there's something positive out of that heartbreak. Like for me, I will always appreciate the experience. I might not appreciate the person anymore, but I will appreciate that moment in time that I felt love, even if it was for a second. And then, you know what I mean? Even if it was just for a second, and it's like, and even if it was one-sided too. It's a moment in love that I will appreciate, and it's an experience that cannot be replaced and cannot be forgotten. So, yeah.
Amen. Facts.
So that's it for this episode of 4-Letter Word. Again, I would like you guys to plug your stuff, because I would like, everybody needs to check out everyone's work. I can't just appreciate my friend's work. Go off.
God, Shad, I'll let you go first.
So Elma Eats, I guess. ELMA Eats on Instagram, and Shade Elma, my name.
Like I said, on all music streaming sites, I'm Joey Magic. My Instagram, Joey Magic. Twitter, Joey Magician. It's just any variation of Joey Magic, to be honest. I'm ghosting right now in terms of making music, because I'm trying to hone in my art, but I will be releasing stuff at some point this year. I just don't know when.
Okay. Well, I am so glad this episode will be out soon, or whenever. We gotta edit it down and do our magic. But I do appreciate you guys coming on this. I appreciate you guys sharing your opinions when it comes to music and love. Hopefully see you in future episodes too. But yeah, thank you. See you soon.
All right. See you later.
Bye.